Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So if you follow our blog or channel, then you would know that we are very mindful about big expenses such as home ownership. So in this video, we'll be talking about another major expense, car ownership. We'll be addressing three things. One is buying what you can afford. Number two, what we drive and the costs associated with that. And number three, what we're planning to change.
Cars are really expensive, right? They can cost more than your salary. And as an example, if you just graduated from school and you're only making $50,000 or $60,000 in your entry-level job, well, that's enough income to support going out and buying a new Mercedes that could be $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 or more. And the dealership and the banks are more than happy to help you finance your dreams, as they might put it. Some personal finance writers say that the cost of owning a car is actually 2 times the payment. And if you think about it, that makes sense because anything car related is expensive. If you have to touch the brakes at all, that could be a few $100s. If you have to change the tires, that could be $700 or $800, if not more. And if you are in an accident and you have to make a deductible payment, that could be $500 or $1,000. And those are no small sums of money. We don't take that lightly. So, we kept that in mind when we purchased a car a few years ago when we moved back to California. I had gone about 10 years without owning a car. I sold the car that I had in high school and college after I graduated, and living in Chicago and in New York, I was able to use public transportation or get some help from friends during business school to get around, and thankfully didn't have to have a car for a decade.
Yeah, I had a car in college. My parents bought me a brand new Toyota Camry. At that time I didn't know anything about money or personal finance. And so I drove that car from 2005 to 2016 when I graduated from residency, moved to Chicago, didn't need a car. So I gave it to my brother who drove it for a couple more years. In Chicago, we utilized rideshare a lot, Lyft and Uber. When we did the calculation, it was pretty cheap. That's why we didn't buy a car there. And then when we moved to California 3 years ago, everything is just so spread out. So we needed a car, and that's why we bought one.
Yeah, we ended up buying a used Toyota RAV4 a few years ago, and that cost $20,000 with taxes and everything. And what we found to operate it, we've been spending about $1,000 a year on insurance, $3,000 a year on gas, and maintenance for it when it has come up has been about $500. And so that's all been very manageable because we really kept the entry costs, so the $20,000, as low as we reasonably could. Obviously we could have spent a lot less, but we wanted something that was somewhat respectable because I have to show up at client meetings, and we also wanted something dependable to limit the maintenance expenses.
Okay, so what is changing? Well, if you recall from this video, you'll remember that I quit my traveling job in May of this year, and I switched to a local job in July. So since Tran is going back to the office and I'm working locally, it makes sense for us to get another car. So when he asked me what car I wanted, I immediately yelled, Tesla! Because I've always wanted that car, right? But he shot me down previously, but surprisingly, he changed his mind, which, by the way, the logo looks like an IUD. So I wonder if there were any women at all on the design team. Anyway, I'm off track. So why did you finally agree to let me have a Tesla?
Well, for 2 reasons. 1, our working situation, and 2, our investment performance. So we both are going to work for at least a few more years. With the Tesla, you wanted an SUV. So by going with the Model Y instead of the Model X, you can cut the cost of the Tesla in half, basically. So that was, attractive because the cost would be okay given our near-term work plans. And then second of all, our investment performance. If you've talked to us over the last 6 years or read the blog, we've been saving and investing very aggressively in trying to control our costs. And what we've taken that money to do is invest in the stock market and then also invest in real estate. So what we did, instead of buying the Tesla first, we took that money and went to buy real estate investments, and then we took the cash flow from those real estate investments to go cover the cost of the Tesla. So not only do we get the car paid for, but we're also building equity in the investments at the same time.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? So basically we practice what we preach, you know, in our blog and our videos, we always recommended people to buy used cars because car ownership, you know, is very expensive. New cars lose value like 5 to 10% as soon as you drive off the lot. So we have been driving a used car. And then second thing is we practice delayed gratification. So even though I wanted a new car years ago, I agreed with Tran to put our money in buying assets that would produce cash flow in order for us to buy a new Tesla now without really touching our principal. This will allow us to retire early. So it's pretty cool. You know, we learn about these things from reading and from like talking to our friends and our mentors. So if you guys have any questions or any topics that you guys want us to address, then make sure to leave us a message or a comment, and then make sure to like, subscribe, and share our videos.
Yeah, if you have anything you want us to address, leave it in the comments below, and we look forward to sharing more with you soon.
All right, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.